Number 3 is apply the blood correctly.
Well, when we get born again, we believe that the blood of Jesus cleanses us from our sin, and we put our faith in that, and we know we're justified as a result of that. But I didn't know that there was more in applying the blood available to me as a believer until a few years after I had been saved, and we were already married, and we had experienced the miscarriage, the loss of our first child, and when you were ready to stand in faith and believe God for that baby to live, I was so inundated with shame because of my life before Christ. I knew I was forgiven, and yet the shame was still present and operative.
Yeah.
It was still working.
Yeah.
And in a study that I began to do over the blood of Jesus, I found in Hebrews that it says, if the blood of bulls and goats can purge the conscience. And I thought, wait a minute, I need my conscience purged. That's my problem. Because for you to receive from the privilege and the provision of God, you've got to stand in righteousness. Righteousness, which is of faith, receives. And so that righteousness was not working because shame was telling me this is because of what you did in your past. This is because of the mistakes you made before. This is a result of the life that you lived before Christ. And so when I needed to stand in faith, I couldn't because shame was moving me out of my position of righteousness. And when I found out that the blood of Jesus needed to be applied to my conscience, and I began to study that in the Old Testament, they not only had the blood on the altar to cover their sin,
right,
but they sprinkled the blood on the people to purge them or to cleanse. And the word, if you look it up in the original language, it means to cleanse for the point of consecrating. So not just washing the dirt off, but cleansing to the point that it's for holy service.
Yeah.
And I needed my mind to be cleansed to the point that it would work in the service of God. And so I began to take the blood of Jesus and apply the blood to those areas of shame. Whenever I would sense shame, I would begin to release my faith in the blood. I had to go build my faith in the blood first.
That's right.
Because I hadn't really applied the blood since the day I got saved.
Yeah.
But since that time and since I came into the knowledge about applying the blood correctly, I apply the blood a lot.
Consistently.
Not only over me, but over my family. The blood of Jesus is supernatural.
Every time a thought about my past comes up, I say out of my mouth, the blood of Jesus Christ has cleansed my conscience from dead works.
Yes.
Because that was something I did in sin, and that was a dead work.
Yes.
And the blood of Jesus purged my conscience from that. It doesn't exist anymore.
We have to learn how to apply the blood correctly.